Okay, this is a recording of how to learn about giving vaccines, storing vaccines, and we'll use the one of the better websites, which is it's EZIZ, and get this to focus. There it is. There's the web link, https://eziz.org. You can create an account for free and link it to our office. When you do that, there are education modules, and when you get in, there's like classes you can take, and you can see over here it says Easy Training. So let's start with the first one. I think one of the biggest ones is how to prepare a vaccine. So my wife's going to help me record this as I go through the lesson. Okay? So here is the lesson. So I guess I'll do it. The color of the vaccine vial cap to select the vaccine the doctor ordered. Use the color of the vaccine cap to select the vaccine. No, false. Like, what the hell? I don't know what that color is. That sounds stupid. Let's see what happens. Imagine that today is November 7th, 2021. The date below are the vaccine expiration dates. Which dates indicates the vaccine should not be used? Let's see. So anything after November 7th, 2021, right? So let's see. This is April. That's good. Which date indicates that the vaccine should not be used? This one's okay. December, this one's okay. April, this one's not. This one's okay. So it's going to be this one. Submit. These are kind of stupid. If a vaccine expiration date contains only the month and year, the vaccine expires on the first day of the indicated month. False. It's the last day of the indicated month. So if it was like June 2022, it would be whatever the last day is. It 30 or 31 days in June? I don't remember. What administration route is shown in the picture? A needle going through the skin, subcutaneous fat, and this is muscle. So this is IM, so intramuscular. What administration route is shown in the picture? Here's a needle going at a 45-degree angle through the skin, subcutaneous fat, not reaching the muscle, subcutaneously. So it's a subcutaneous vaccination. Vaccines are supplied in only in multiple dose vials. Only in multiple. Vaccines are supplied in only multiple. No, that's false. They're also supplied in single-use vials or preloaded syringes. What should you do if you contaminate a needle? Clean it with alcohol, clean it with hydrogen peroxide, sterilize it, discard it, and use a new one. That's what all the junkies tell me. Discard it and use a new one. They know best. Heroin users are the best advice. What does powdered vaccine need to be mixed with before it can be administered? It needs a diluent. Is it okay to draw up two different vaccines into the same syringe? No. Only the diluent supplied with the vaccine should be used to reconstitute it. True, because they're all different. Sometimes they're normal saline, sometimes they're got other stuff in it. Let's see what happened. Okay dokie, let me change my settings because this is set to. That's not loud enough, let me turn it up. Okay, let's play it. Preparing vaccines. This lesson, you'll learn how to select vaccines based on written orders, check vaccine expiration dates, select the right needle for the type of injection, and prepare injectable vaccines. Click next button to begin.
Hi, I'm Elena. I'm a medical assistant and I will be your guide during this online lesson. When I started working as a medical assistant last year, I learned that I would be responsible for preparing vaccines. So, I took this online training and, along with my hands-on training, I quickly learned how to safely and effectively prepare vaccines. Now I feel confident and less rushed, and I no longer keep my patients waiting. All the lessons in this training are based on best practices identified by the California Department of Public Health. The quiz at the end of this lesson is based on the information in this lesson. However, protocols in your practice may be a little different. So remember, anytime you have a question or concern about how something should be done, ask your supervisor or the doctor. Now we're ready to start learning how to prepare vaccines. Click Next to continue.
Let's do so.
Vaccines come in injectable, nasal, and oral forms. Some injectable vaccines are freeze-dried and come in powdered form. They need to be mixed with a liquid called a diluent to be reconstituted. Others come in ready-to-use vials or manufacturer-filled syringes. By the end of this lesson, you will have learned how to safely prepare injectable vaccines. Did you notice that some of the words are underlined? That means that they are links to the glossary. So if you want to know what an underlined word means, just click it and you will see its definition.
Well, wonderful.
The first step in preparing a vaccine is to select the correct one. Carefully check each vaccine label against the physician's written order. You may receive a vaccine order on a printout instead of a written physician order. Vaccine names and packaging can be very similar, so pay careful attention. Your attention to detail helps keep patients safe and healthy. Doctors often use abbreviations and product names when they write orders. Familiarize yourself with the names and abbreviations your office uses. Ask your supervisor or the doctor for help if you would like additional training in how to read vaccine labels and packaging. Next, click each of the images below to learn how to select the right vaccines.
So DTaP is not the same as Tdap. These are two different vaccines. This is left is DTaP, and this one is TDAP. Have the same names but in different orders. They're different vaccines. This is what we give to the little kids, the under 7, and this is what we give to the people 7 and older. You get this one, and this is what you get boosted with. So you got to make sure the names are correct. And then the different colored vials, packaging, similar colors. Yeah, sometimes I have similar colors. Never use the color of the vaccine's vial cap to select the vaccine the doctor ordered. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, they're just colors. I never paid attention. So yeah, good I didn't.
Carefully inspect vaccines and syringes when you take them from storage.
Ooh.
Never use damaged vials, bent or contaminated needles, or expired vaccines. If you have any questions, ask your supervisor or the doctor. Your attention to detail helps keep patients safe and healthy. Click the images to learn more about how to check vaccines.
So here, inspect the vial and syringe for signs of contamination or damage, such as uncapped vial, wet label, bent needle. Don't use anything contaminated or damaged. Sounds like a plan. Check the vaccine's expiration date on the box, vial, and syringe. Don't use expired vaccines on patients. Day, month, year, year, month, day, year, month, year. It's always, the year is always at the end of the expiration date. If the day is not shown, the vaccine expires at the end of the month. So the end of June, whatever the last day of June is, the 31st, or whatever it is.
Now, let's practice selecting the right vaccines for the physician's written order. Click the picture of the 2 vials that match the vaccines listed on the physician's written order. Refer to the abbreviations job aid if you don't recognize the abbreviations in the order. When you have finished, click Check Answer.
So this is the order, give DTaP and HIB. So this is, first one is DTA, and hepatitis B, no that's not, this is Pediarix. That's not it. DTaP Infurix. That looks like it's correct. That's HIB. That one's TDAP, where it didn't say Tdap, we said DTAP. This one, HPV. This one, IPV, or polio. So this is the one. And we want to give, which one was the other one? HIB? HIB. Check
that is answer. Correct. Click Next to continue.
Ooh, we're correct. How about that? We're correct.
Now let's practice checking expiration dates. Imagine today is May 4th, 2019. Click the one vaccine that has not expired. When you are done, check your answer.
May 4th, 2019. This is May 11th, 2019, so that should be okay. This is October 5th, 2021. That's later. That's okay, right? This one's 1/19. Click the one vaccine that has not expired. Wait, haven't 2 not expired? May, that's 5/4. Oh, excuse me. This one expired. Never mind. And this one expired, obviously. I thought that was May. Never mind. Bad eyes. It's this one. That's the only good one. This is expired. This is expired. This one's okay.
That is correct. Click Next to continue.
Not easy to do it while I'm looking through my screen.
After you select the patient's vaccine, you need to select the right needle. The needle you use depends on the injection route. Click the play button on the right to watch an animation about needles for IM and sub-Q injections.
Immunizations can be injected by either the intramuscular route, delivered into the muscle, or the subcutaneous route, delivered into the fatty tissue below the skin. Intramuscular injections are given with a 1-inch, 23 to 25 gauge needle. The needle length makes sure that the injection deposits the vaccine in the muscle. Subcutaneous injections are given with a 5/8 inch, 25 gauge needle. The shorter length of the needle ensures that the vaccine is deposited in the fatty layer under the skin.
So you got a shorter needle, you got a longer needle. The longer needle is the IM injection. So it's also too, you can go a little bit smaller with the IM injection down to 23, although they both can be 25. So you can get a skinnier needle with the IM. But 25 gauge, 5/8 inch, and 23 or 25 gauge, 1 inch for the IM, and you can use a 1.5 inch if you need to, because it's a big kid. Subcutaneous, you want it shorter, so 5/8, shorter than 1 inch.
Now let's practice selecting the right needle. Imagine that you are preparing 2 immunizations, 1 intramuscular and 1 subcutaneous. Select the correct needle for each injection. Drag the correct length needle to the intramuscular site and the correct length needle to the subcutaneous site. When you have finished, check your answer.
Let's see, so we got 29. No. That's intradermal, so that's like your PPD right there. So this one is your 1 inch, 23 gauge. That 1 inch, it go to muscle. So I go here. Boy. And then this one, 25 gauge, 5/8 inch, 45 degree angle. It go here. And and check my answer.
Good job. Click Next to continue.
How about that? We did a good job.
Now let's learn about ready-to-use vaccines. When vaccines come in liquid form, it does not need to be reconstituted or combined with diluent. It is ready to use. Always check the package for specific product information. Vaccines in vials are drawn up from the vial into the syringe. They come in single-dose or multiple-dose vials. Vaccines in manufacturer pre-filled syringes come filled with vaccine. However, they do not come with needles. You will need to attach needles to the syringes. Click Next to continue.
Watch the video to learn how to draw up vaccine from a vial. Then, click on the Job Aid icon to review the steps. Prepare vaccines in a clean, quiet, and well-lit medication preparation area, and always wash your hands before you begin. Remember to scrub all the surfaces, including the backs of your hands, wrists, between fingers, and under your fingernails. Rinse well and use your towel to turn off the faucet. Remove the plastic cap. Wipe the stopper of the vial with an alcohol pad and let it dry. While the stopper is drying, remove the needle and syringe and carefully assemble them. Twist them together until you hear a distinct clicking. In this program, we are demonstrating only one type of safety-engineered syringe. Know how to use the devices available in your office. At this point, uncap the needle. Hold the vial steady on the counter and insert the needle straight into the center of the vial stopper. Pick up the vial, invert it, and pull the needle back so the tip is in the liquid. Pull back on the plunger until you withdraw the entire contents of the single-dose vial. Withdraw the needle from the vial. If there are any air bubbles in the barrel, tap it gently so the large bubbles move to the tip, then gently push them out, being careful not to expel the vaccine. Now, recap the needle using care to avoid contaminating it. At this point, the needle has not been used on a patient, so it can be recapped.
Job aid. Okay, here it is. Before you start, wash your hands, get your alcohol pad, get your needle, get your syringe, get the vial or syringe vaccine. Check the vaccine against the physician's written order. Check that today's date is sooner than the vaccine expiration date. If you've got a liquid vaccine, remove the plastic cap. This one, the orange one. Shake the vial. Ooh, you don't do that with the COVID. You don't shake it. You just kind of rock it. Cleanse the stopper with alcohol pad and let it dry. Assemble the needle and syringe. Uncap the needle. Hold the vial steady on the counter. Insert straight into the center of the stopper. Invert the vial. Pull the needle back so the tip is in the liquid. Pull back on the plunger. Draw up the entire contents. Withdraw the needle. Tap the syringe. Push air out. Recap the needle. We have a multi-dose vial. Remove the plastic cap. Shake the vial. Again, don't do that with the COVID vaccine. The Pfizer doesn't like shaking. It likes gentle rocking. Cleanser stopper with alcohol pad. Let it dry. Assemble the needle. Uncap the needle. Pull it back. The syringe plunger equal to 1 dose of the vaccine, usually 0.5 cc or ml. cc. Let's use metric, please. cc. ml. Please use standard terminology. Hold vial steady on the counter. Insert the needle straight into the vial. Insert the same thing. Withdraw the needle. Tap syringe. Recap. Okay, great. Pre-filled syringe. Shake the syringe thoroughly. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know about shaking. Sometimes they shake, sometimes you don't. Remove the syringe tip cover. Attach the needle to the syringe. Yeah, so it's careful with the shaking and mixing. Some of them are more delicate, like the COVID vaccine. They don't want you to shake it.
Watch the video to learn how to draw up vaccine from a vial. Then, click on the Job Aid icon to review the steps. When drawing up from a multi-dose vial, the steps of inspection and preparation are the same, from hand washing to wiping the vial stopper with an alcohol pad to setting up your needle and syringe while the vial stopper dries. Now, uncap the needle. Hold the vial steady on the counter and insert the needle straight into the center of the vial stopper. Pick up the vial, invert it, and pull the needle back so the tip is in the liquid. Withdraw 1 dose of vaccine by pulling the barrel of the syringe back to the dose mark. Now, holding the needle and vial together, return both the needle and the vial to the countertop before withdrawing the needle from the vial. Clear the barrel of any air bubbles. Now, recap the needle, using care to avoid contaminating it. At this point, the needle has not been used on a patient, so it can be recapped. As soon as you have drawn up the vaccine, recheck it against the doctor's order and label the syringe. Place the syringe on the tray and return the multi-dose vial to storage. Now, the vaccine is ready to administer to your patient.
I'm not going to use the job aid because it's the same thing, so let's go to the next.
Vaccines that come in freeze-dried or powdered form need to be reconstituted with diluent before they can be drawn up into the syringe.
Diluent.
Remember, manufacturers provide a specific diluent for each vaccine.
Diluent.
Do not switch diluents or substitute with saline or sterile water. It makes the vaccine unusable.
Yeah, do not switch diluent or substitute with saline or sterile water. Yeah, got to use the one it came with.
Watch the video to learn how to prepare reconstituted vaccines. Then, click on the job aid icon to review the steps.
Let's review the steps first. Preparing reconstituted vaccines. Before you start, wash your hands. Alcohol pad, the alcohol pad, needle, syringe, 1 dose of each vaccine and diluent. Check the vaccine against physician order. Check today's date. Yep, make sure it didn't expire. Mix the vaccine. Remove the plastic cap. Cleanse the stopper. Assemble the needle and syringe. Uncap the needle. Hold the diluent vial steady on the counter. Insert the needle straight into the center, just like you would with the vaccine. Insert the vial. Pull the needle back so the tip is in the liquid. Draw up all the diluent. Then withdraw the needle. Hold the vaccine vial steady on the counter. Insert the needle into the center stopper. Inject the diluent, holding the vial and syringe together, and shake to mix. Don't shake it if it's the Pfizer, though. You gently rock it 20 times or 10 times, I think. You rock it back and forth. Be sure the MMR, varicella, and MMRV stoppers are thoroughly dry before drawing up doses. Alcohol may damage the live vaccines. So yeah, let that alcohol evaporate. That's always good. Alcohol should be evaporated. Drawing up the vaccine, and invert the vial and pull the needle back so the tip is in the liquid. Pull back the plunger and drop the entire contents of the vial, just like that. Withdraw the needle, tap the syringe, push out air, recap, and with a clean recap the clean needle. Use the reconstituted vaccine promptly. So there's a time limit on some of these vaccines, so you need to go quick. 2 hours for the Pfizer COVID vaccine. You got 2 hours at room temperature. 6 hours in the refrigerator. 2 hours at room temperature.
Remove 1 dose of vaccine and its diluent from storage. Diluent can be stored at room temperature or in a refrigerator. Check the vaccine against the doctor's written order and check the expiration dates. Select a syringe and needle. Remove the plastic caps from the diluent and vaccine vials, wipe the stoppers with an alcohol pad, and let them dry.
Let them dry.
Assemble your needle and syringe. Uncap the needle. Hold the diluent vial steady on the counter. Insert the needle into the center of the vial stopper, invert the vial, and pull the needle back so the tip is in the liquid. Now withdraw all the diluent into the syringe. Withdraw the needle and clear the syringe of any air. Now hold the vaccine vial steady on the counter and insert the needle into the center of the stopper. Inject all the diluent. Holding the vial and syringe together, carefully shake the vial to mix it well.
Don't shake it if it's
Now
Pfizer.
invert the vial and pull the needle back so the tip is in the liquid. Then pull back on the plunger to withdraw all the contents. Withdraw the needle. Clear the barrel of any bubbles. As soon as you have drawn up the vaccine, recap it, recheck it against the doctor's order, and label it.
The vaccine is now ready to be administered to your patient.
One more to go. Let's get two more, excuse
Now
me.
let's practice what you learned about preparing vaccines in this lesson. Put the photos in the correct order by dragging them to the appropriate step number. When you have finished, check your answer.
Let's see. First, we need to check provider order. That's number 1. Then we need to let's see, we would select the vaccine, and then we would select the needle. You could probably mix these up a little bit. Like once you see this, you know what you're probably need to know your vaccine first before you can do the needle, because it might change based on where you're going to put it. So that's why I put it number 3. Draw up the vaccine or check the expiration date. You're definitely going to check the expiration date. That's going to definitely be your next step before you draw it up. And then here, let's see if I got it correct.
Oops, try again.
Oh, I messed up. What did it? Check provider's order, select vaccine, select needle, check expiration date. Maybe I should do the expiration date first. I can't do expiration date till I select the vaccine. How about that? Oh. Check provider's order. Select vaccine. Check expiration date. Select needle. Draw up vaccine.
Good job.
There we
Click
go.
next to continue.
It's hard to do this.
That wasn't that hard, was it? Learning how to prepare vaccines includes selecting the right vaccines, checking for expiration dates and damage, selecting the right needle, and then preparing and drawing up the vaccines so they are ready to be injected. In the next lesson, you will learn best practices for administering vaccines. Check it out. In the meantime, start practicing what you learned today. I bet your confidence will go way up, and your coworkers and patients will appreciate your professionalism. I also recommend that you print the job aids from this lesson.
I
I
appreciate
found
your
this to be very helpful
professionalism.
when I was learning how to prepare vaccines. And remember, anytime something does not look or seem right, check with your supervisor or the doctor. Exit the lesson by clicking the close button.